Hello.
Hi, good evening, Benny.
Good evening, Peter. You can hear me loud and clear?
Yes, very clear.
Great. Guys, so if you can hear us, can you just say yes on the comment section so that you're able to hear myself and Peter and also see us clearly. So just click yes on the comment section, yeah? Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight. We have a special session basically which involves you and I. Whether you're an employee or an employer, Peter has something interesting to share with you guys. And you've probably heard that during the lockdown period, there were quite a number of grants and initiatives by the government, right? And one of them is basically to upskill and also to reskill employees, right? So the HRDF, together with some few government agencies, have come up with this new economic recovery initiative, or called Penjana, right? And Peter is basically going to bring us through what is Penjana all about and how, as an employer or an employee can benefit from this. All right. So Peter is a HR expert, right? So he is a HR and OD strategist. Oops. Where's the sound coming from? Okay. Yeah. So Peter will have something to share with us later. So he'll bring us through, guide us through the whole thing about this Penjana initiative, right? Just before we start, I just want to, as usual, have to share with you the disclaimer, right? So whatever that is being shared or discussed here today is not intended as any investment advice or whatsoever. It is merely for informational and educational purposes. All right. Although today is not about investments, we still have to bring this up, Peter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So if you guys have any questions while Peter is presenting, we will let Peter present the whole thing first. All right. You can jot down the questions so that once Peter has finished his presentation, guiding us through what Penjana is all about, then we will answer your questions. All right. So in the meantime, whenever he's presenting, just type in the questions. So Peter, over to you.
Thank you, Benny. Good evening, everybody. I can't seem to know exactly how many people, but one of the things is that just give me a minute so that I can get my slides up. Okay. Give me a minute now.
Okay, guys, and if you have any of your friends or whoever that may be interested in this, whether they are an employee or an employer, or even if they are unemployed, right? So share this to your Facebook, share this to your friends so that they too can benefit from this, right?
Okay, Benny, can you see the slides?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So essentially, government recently, from early June, announced a couple of initiatives over the MCO period, and the most recent one is actually what we call Penjana HRDF initiative, where government actually launched five schemes, actually five grants. One of the grants is officially closed at end of last month, and but I just received a note just a while ago. They have actually reopened that scheme again, that will be extended, especially those who are employer who are still hiring. So I'll talk about that in a short while. But because I got the news like less than 30 minutes ago, I did not manage to incorporate that part of the grants into the slides for today. So what lies in store for me? This is really from the employer as well as job seekers. So if you may ask what initiative is this? It's called Penjana HRDF initiative. And really, this is in response to the COVID-19 crisis, where it was started as a health crisis, eventually evolved into oil crisis, economic crisis, but not so much of an oil crisis. I suppose in those who are in the oil and gas, you probably still say it's an oil crisis because the oil price still is below around $40 now. But it has evolved quite dramatically, become an economic crisis, and many people are impacted. The last official numbers came from Department of Statistics Malaysia. The number of unemployed Malaysians at this point in time has crossed more than 800,000. So the last time I went live, it was 610,000. So now it's officially exceeded 800,000. So my predictions at that point in time was about 1.2 million, but the latest prediction, if you want to know, is actually I predicted at least 1.5 million people will be out of job by end of this year. So this is something that is never seen, never heard of. So this is definitely impacting us. So what can you, as an employer, as an employee, leverage on the Penjana HRDF? So what can we leverage in a short while? I'm going to take you through. So this Penjana HRDF is actually, in a government context, they call it building the economy together. It's really, government is pumping in a sizable amount of money for development of people, because the belief is that the people are the one who, when you are skilled enough, you are able to drive the economy forward. So in a nutshell, what Penjana HRDF is really is an economic recovery initiative that hope to generate job opportunities. Essentially is about reskilling or upskilling. Those who are, with different skills, now is a reskilling, because some of the job that you were having prior to this or skills that you have is no longer relevant. It's now require different skill sets and things like that. The upskilling is those who do not have that skill set. Is the opportunity for you to really upskills through this initiative. And there are many grants that is segmentized into different aspects, which we will get into it in a minute. Yeah. So initiative is for who? Is for job seekers, is for employer, is also for training provider. So what I am actually working on with people like equity trackers, these are the training provider where we'll curate content and then look for people or employer who want their employees to attend those training programs. Go to the HRDF and say, these are the programs that we designed. These are the these are the content. These are the people who are interested to attend those kind of program. We will get HRDF to get approval. Once they approve, then we can run. Literally, the caveat is interesting. So there's like 5. Remember, I mentioned about 5 grants. The first one, Place and Train grant, is actually officially closed, but they just reopened it today to extend it. These are for employer who are looking for employees, and government actually provide them for 30 days. They can train the employees, upskills, reskills, so that they can get into a job. The other 4 grants is really about bottom 40 development. This is for those who are earning the household income of lesser than 3,960 ringgit or 3,950 ringgit. The upskilling and reskilling part is actually very much centered around IR 4.0. So all the scheme actually are driving those technology bits and things. Then SME development are for those organizations that less than 200 employees, or those, if you are in the services, less than 75 employees. And the last one is actually Gerak Insan Gemilang, is we call it gig economy, is actually to prepare people who are in the gig economy, prepare to upskill the people who are in the gig economy, or to upskill to reskill people who are in the gig economy as well as people who actually has the intentions to move into freelancing kind of roles. Yeah. And suffice to say that the submission for these programs, all these grants to obtain the approval from HRDF required to be submitted by this Friday. So if you are listening to this, this is an opportunity for you to really look at some of the programs. Later, I will share with you some of the programs that I'm known people are offering. So I'm just basically sharing it here as well. So the first, I'm actually covering the 4 grants only. The first one is really IR 4.0 under the upskilling and reskilling. And they have 9 pillars of Industry Revolutions 4.0. So it's very much centered around competency development, professional certifications, industry expert collaborations, and basically all this program is actually free of charge for people. And the SME development, so these 2 are basically who are in the employment. Yeah, later I will talk about those who are not in employment, or they are in employment but they want to get out from the employment and to be on their own. So the second one is SME development. So it's small medium enterprise development, where they focus on 6 different areas of development. Again, focusing on from talent, how you upskill people, leadership skills, talking about finance, talking about how you grow the business and all this. So those are the area that you can go to their website and get a lot more information, a lot more details. And it's basically for certification or non-certification as well. And training program allows individuals to strengthen the skills for each employee so that they can improve and bring more productivity to the workplace. And essentially benefiting the SME. When everybody are benefiting, the economy can basically roll and grow. The next 2 grants that I'm going to share is, the first one is Gerak Insan Gemilang, or we call it GIG. These are for job seekers, where develop people to be the main purpose is to aid the Malaysians with specific skills and knowledge, so that they can upskill and they are able to increase the income. That's the first one. Second one is they move from doing what they do, but becoming a freelancer, probably improve your overall income. And this particular group are generally for the youth, where the age between 15 to 30 years old. Now, you may be asking why 15, someone who is so young. Unfortunate, there are people at very young age, like SPM, they drop up, or they finish schools and they don't know what to do, or even PMR, or PT3 that they are finishing, but then they don't know what to do. So these are the opportunity for them. Again, this is very competency professional certifications, and all these programs, all these four grants that is given out, has the durations of the 3 months from the day the program starts. The last one is actually for B40 development, similar to the gig, where they basically upskill people, community. If you are the Makia who is selling curry puff and char kway teow at the roadside, how do you reach out to greater people? I'm sure some of you who have known during this during this MCO and then CMCO and RMCO, some of the Chef Wanabe become real celebrity chef now. So you could be one of them. How do you do that? Through using social media, reach out to more people. So the skills that you acquired through this training are able to be utilized. Could be the skills that you don't traditionally use in your line of business. Let's say you have nasi lemak, but so every day you sell 50 packets of 2 ringgit, so you make 100 ringgit, and minus your cost, you probably make around half of the amount, 50 ringgit. But now you don't have to go and sell at the roadside. Because of through connections, through awareness, people actually book you. I want 100 packs for the function, this function, that function, and then supply to different places. You just basically deliver rather than sitting down there and sell it. So you could actually use that opportunity to learn how to use the marketing skill or digital marketing and pivots, and then you instead of doing 100 packs, you now can do 300 packs. So you basically become a production house. I'm just giving an example. So tomorrow, don't go to the retreats or don't go to start cooking nasi lemak and test. if you are doing something good, continue to do what is good. But yeah, these are things that I'm sharing. Now, is there a cost to it or any string attached? The truth is that absolutely no. Government is generous, so I love PN government. Well, Benny, you sounds like very sarcastic there.
No. Because the parliament just started and it was quite
Yeah.
a havoc.
Yeah. So so there is absolutely no cost to it. Now, the other part is I'm just sharing with you. This is my take. With everybody very into concern about the new norms, concern about what is happening, concern about the second wave and things like that. So for those who are employed or unemployed, or you are the business owners, I would like to share with you this simple model that I actually created myself. So thriving in a new moment, you need a new mindset. The new mindsets, it's really, you've got to open up, open to experience and believe that there are things that is ahead of you that could be better. You can make a whole lot of difference. Then embrace VUCA. What is VUCA? Volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. So you got to embrace this because nothing is certain ahead of us. You got to empower yourself as well. And ultimately, you must have the growth mindset. Growth mindset means if you are unemployed now, opportunity for you to really learn a new skill. And this is an opportunity government is actually giving away grants. So later I will share with you what are a couple of courses that you could consider enrolling in the future. Show your interest at least. Now, then you need a new skill set. Some of the new skill set that I actually research on, and these are the few that would definitely take you ahead of games. So you need to be agile. Agility is very, very key. In fact, one of the new skills, a lot of people don't realize it, is learning to learn is a new skills. So if you are unable to learn, you will be left behind. So learning to learn is very, very essential. So agility, learning agility is also agility. Empathy, you must be able to empathize people. So if you are employed, you must be able to empathize people who are unemployed. And people are going through a lot of tough time right now. As an employer, as an employee, as colleagues of people, it is an opportunity for us to actually show our empathy to our people. And the third one is really digital skills. So there are programs, many programs out there talking about digital skills. Also, if your communication skill has been somewhat lacking, this is an opportunity for you to brush up and really pivots. And the last part is really the tool sets for the employer, because under circumstances like currently what we are having, it is also for you to relook at it. Is remote working better than exposing many people back in the office? I don't know. So you got to evaluate that. If you do that remote work arrangement, then you need to be able to manage the productivity, the output. So this is never the better time to digitalize some of the digitize and digitalization are two different things. So you need to do both, so that before you digitalize, intend to digitalize your organizations, you need to have all the things to be digitized as well. And I would urge people to start learning about agile method. It's actually allow organization a lot more nimble, a lot more easy to maneuver. Then you got to get your people to be tech oriented. If you are not, you also need that, and provide the tools and resources that allow your organizations start thinking about AI, machine learning, and all those that will come. Because I just recently also researched the 10 top skills that will allow you to, is hot in demand currently. Out of the 10, 5 are actually in IT related. Machine learning, cloud computing, IT job, application developer, cyber security. So these are the 5. The other 5 are sales and marketing. Interestingly, continue to be there despite one of the oldest job around. Massage therapists, because of stress, a lot of people actually need to relax a little. Doctors and nurses, of course. And the other one is risk and compliance people are still in high needs. Yeah. So these are the 10 jobs that are in high demand, not only in this part of the world, in every part of the world. So with these 3 new stuff, new mindset, new skill set, new tool sets, you need to embrace a new culture and in alignment with whatever is happening in the organization, outside the organizations, especially in the organizations. You see a lot of people go through a lot of challenges as a leader in an organization, as an individual in an organization. You need to, start showing a lot more empathy, and as well, sometimes you empower them by staying home and and ensure that their family members are looked after and things like that. So to sum it up, this is essentially okay. One of the programs I didn't manage to put it up is actually ET also offer a program. We are going to submit to HRDF as well, and Benny, you will share a little. So these are some of the programs that I know is offered by one of the organizations. Again, this is still pending HRDF approval. So once it's approved, of course you will line up the dates and then make available for individuals. So if you want to attend some of these programs, like for instance financial professional programs, this is actually to skill you up for finance. So it will be very good for people who are in the unit trust, insurance background kind of individuals, or doing financial advisory kind of thing. Yeah, so if you want to be the coach for career, as a career coach or a youth coach, we have 200,000 or 300,000 now. Youth in Malaysia that is unemployed could provide some of the services for this group of people. Yeah. Now, last but not least, take action now. This is the link. I will later post it into the Facebook. If maybe Faiz can help me to post it in the Facebook as well. It's ET copy time. ET and K is cap, then the rest all small cap. Yeah. So I it's a short presentation, so I will leave the choices for you to make so that you can detect the life that you live on tomorrow. Benny, back to you.
Okay, so Peter, can you go back to the previous slides where you show the courses that are that they can actually if you want. Do you want to explain them a little bit?
Okay. The first one is actually targeting the HR professionals, those who are at least 2 to 8 years kind of experience. For HR people, it's like first time become a HR manager, or you want to be a HR manager. This will give you a 5 days solid certification programs that allow you to develop to become a more holistic HR individual. The second one is actually financial professional. This is actually to skill you in a concept of foundational financial planning, wealth planning, wealth accumulation, and then of course the simulated financial planning, so that you can actually literally build a financial plan for yourself and for your potentially for your client. Digital marketing, nothing much to say, is really focusing on all the area in the digital marketing space, including some of these understanding of search engine, some of the SEO, and what are the optimizations that you could do when you do the digital marketing. It's a little bit more on analytics as well. The next 3 solution focus, this solution focus is actually accredited by Singapore as well as Canadian Toronto University. So this is a certifications programs that develop people, leaders, or young leaders to be able to coach people. Number 7, certified associate. This is really project management. Project management is talking about PMI, project management. This is a certification programs where it's a professional certifications. And the last but not least is certified emotional intelligence practitioner. So these are for leaders particularly. If you are in a leadership role, you want to be a lot more better in how you communicate so that you be perceived as a lot more influential leaders, or you are able to use languaging in terms of language patterns. A lot of people say bosses are sometimes unreasonable. So how can you still be terms as unreasonable? You still get your job done, but people perceive you as a lot more compelling bosses that to work with. Yeah. And of course, Benny, add on yours.
Yep. So yeah. So Peter have right now trying to work with us as well to come up with a program to prepare for the gig economy, which Peter has just mentioned earlier, right? So it's about basically having a like a part-time thing, right? Or you could turn this into a full-time if you want to, right? It's basically like a financial planner for the equities market, right? So in the equities market, we actually have this thing called marketing representative. All right. The function is almost like a reminder. All right. So basically, a marketing representative, acts as an introducing broker. That means you can bring clients in, right? You don't need to go to the office. You can be anywhere you want. You just need to bring the clients in and sign, open up an account. And once they open up an account, you get the benefits of having the commissions whenever your client trades. Right? So it's like a reminder, but you don't need to have all the requirement that a reminder has. You only have to go through a few days of training program, and basically what we have in mind is to provide that training to equip yourself to be a marketing rep, or even if you plan to be a reminder. If you want a career change and you have a big group of contacts that you think that are investors, you can also be a reminder. So that's one of the programs that we are also planning to submit. And of course, it also involves in analytical skills, right? So if you're interested, you can actually WhatsApp to that number. So Peter, when they can WhatsApp the number, or they should call that number that you display on the screen?
Best way is go to the link. I'll just show it again the next slides. Go to this and register here, because there is options there, including the ET offering. The first one, I think the first one is the equity trackers program. So if you want that, you take that. If you want more than one, you can take, but don't go and take everything, because I don't think HRDF will approve everything. If at max, I think you should take not more than 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I strongly advocate that take this opportunity to learn up, especially the value investing opportunities, and things like the financial planning, giving you a good base for you to actually really understand the difference between different streams of what is that called, the investment portfolio that you are working on at the moment as well. Yeah.
All right. Okay, we have a few questions coming in. Okay, one of the main question I think some of them is asking is, this is open for all, right?
Okay, the different programs have different offerings. Generally, if you are an employer or working in SMEs, I would suggest that you take all those relevant to your area. Equity trackers program may not be for SME. Financial planning one may not be for SME, but the rest are basically offered for all. Like coaching as a coaching program is actually for everybody, both inside and outside as well, because especially the youth and the career coaches one. We are actually working with Ministry of Education, we have actually trained about 100 coaches in Malaysia, and these people have actually reached out to about 5,000 people. So we wanted to activate this a lot more, so that they really help people to rise up, and hopefully in a shorter time, when the time are better, they will get back their employment and really kickstart their career. Yeah.
All right. So basically, even if you're unemployed, you can actually enroll in the program as well.
For the gig economy, typically it's between 15 to 30 years old because their target is actually the youth of the country. Yeah.
So whether they are employed or unemployed, they can enroll.
Yes.
Okay, so if let's say a company that wants to enroll their staff or even maybe for themselves, so they should also get into that contact earlier. Maybe I want to send, if I'm a company, I want to send, let's say 10 people.
You can get in touch with me. I can send you a template that you can actually, because from the company, they may require one of the requirements is actually they want a commitment letter from the employer as well. Because otherwise the employee all run helter-skelter, and then the employer will say, where is my employee not coming to work? And, they are at HRDF training. Yeah. So we want that to be accounted for, because any programs that you eventually sign up and being approved is a cost to the country. It is the cost to actually all taxpayers' money, and like you and I, Benny. So essentially, government also want to be sure that they will target the right people. The right people get trained, and then really the one who is in need will get the bigger chunk of the development opportunities as well.
So there's actually a question, this from Kati Rasan. It asked whether is there any indicative costing, right?
The indicative costing, government actually, depending how you justify and the length of the program, and also the kind of trainers that you bring in, the indicative government will allocate up to 5,000 ringgit. So the value that you could actually drive away is between, depending the programs, between 4 to 5,000 ringgit, that kind of range. Most of the employer, a training provider will actually develop the kind of content that worth between 4 to 5,000 ringgit. Yeah. That's general practices.
Okay. So every program will have a criteria, right? It's not one criteria for all, right? That's what you mentioned earlier, because there are like quite a number of courses there. Are there any criteria, or generally it's open to all?
Different criteria, different programs has a little bit different criteria. Like if you are in the B40, you will require to be able to tell the training provider that you are B40. So that one of the things that for B40 is that you need to be able to demonstrate, to prove that you are actually belong to the B40 categories. Like for instance, if you are a My Salam recipient, if you are the BRIM recipient in the past, under the Barisan National Time, if you are the new one is called BSH, Bantuan Sara Hidup, or you are receiving aids from the Social and Welfare Ministry, you are eligible.
All right. Yeah, there's a question from 𝘠𝘮 earlier on YouTube. You're asking, are these only for those who contribute to HRDF?
No, anybody. Organizations that are not contributing to HRDF also eligible. This is the greatest thing, that if you are not HRDF contributors, this is an opportunity because it is open for everybody.
Yeah, it's just that this initiative is under by HRDF, right?
Yes, because they need some organization that has the platform to be able to carry this. Yeah.
All right. So those participants who attend the program, let's say the program is running and is successfully able to enroll, they don't need to pay a single cent, right?
No, they are not expected to pay anything.
Right, and no strings attached. That's why you mentioned
no
earlier.
string attached. That's why I say no string attached at all.
Yeah.
If any training provider expect you to pay commitment fee, all those things, you better report now.
All right. So this is really a good opportunity, right? Because normally when there's always this thing about no free lunch, right? And when
fortunate, this is really a free lunch. Yeah.
This is I guess because of this economic recovery for to reskill and also upskill workers. That was the intention, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Any age limits for those courses? That's why this is from Grace.
For SME development, for Industrial 4.0, there is no age limit. The only group that has age limit is the gig economy, Gerak Insan Gemilang. You can actually go to the HRDF website and see that's the only one with the age limit. The rest, they don't state any age limit. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
So you could be a retiree and then you want to bounce back, you want to go back to, employment, or you want to do a little bit of advisory or in a financial space. You could.
Right, right. So it's basically, yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, right? You never know. Maybe if you're 55 or 60 or even 70 or 80 years old, you can be a YouTube superstar if you go into and go and
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll
right?
try lah. I'll try, and if I succeed, I will share with you.
That's why this Jason was saying you want to sell 10K nasi lemak a day.
Yeah, yeah. Don't
Yeah.
sell 10K. Sell 10,000 packets.
Oops, what happened to Peter? Okay, while we're waiting for Peter to come back on, I'm not sure what happened here. He's just gone missing. Yeah. Anyway, guys, so the one that ET is going to offer, of course, it's not approved yet. The submission, most of these courses will only be on the 17th of July. But please do, go into the registration form that we have actually put in on the comment section to indicate interest, right? Like Peter said, it's going to be absolutely free, right? And is to basically prepare you if, let's say, you're wanting to have a second income, or if you're a retiree and you want to go back to the economy and you think that the financial markets and is one of the markets that you may want to contribute. Okay, whether you're being a market representative or even a remiser, you have a lot of friends and contacts, because in the remiser industry also there are a lot of people who actually retired and they became a remiser because they have this group of contacts, right? So we provide that training to equip you with the necessary knowledge and skills to gear yourself to become a marketing representative or remiser, right? So we have, of course, the analytical skills, what you learn about investing, and also talk about the industry, and how to do business development and sales and so on. So that's going to be included in that particular training. But like I said, it is still, we are still in the submission phase. It's not approved yet. But if you indicate interest, put your name in there. Once it got approved, then you get the priority to attend the workshop. All right, and it's absolutely for free. Okay, so do contact us, and if you decided to look at other contents or other workshops, you can WhatsApp and contact Peter. All right. So Peter, welcome back. You were lost just now.
Yeah, something wrong, and it just got off. Yeah.
Okay. Now, Christine asked quite a good question actually. Is the training done online?
It can be online, but most of the training, because the government now is pushing also for training to be done whatever means that you could. So a lot of the training are going to be done face to face. Some are going to be held in specific location, like could be a hotel, could be training providers, their own facilities. Yeah. There will be a components that, because that's why it is really to scale you up over the period of time. There are a likelihood components where you would be expected to do a face-to-face, as well as some form of webinar, and then some form of online supports. Yeah. And there are also some of the programs, like for instance, the professional certificate in talent management. There is an element there. The small modules, bite-sized learning one, are actually e-learning content. Yeah, it's actually based in Australia. So the content is actually came all the way from Australia as well.
Right, right. Yeah. Yeah. For those asking some questions earlier, because the one that ET is moving towards to is actually for the gig economy. So that's Gerak Insan what already? GIG.
Gerak Insan Gemilang.
Gemilang. Okay, Gemilang. Yeah. So gig, right? it's actually for 15 to 30 years old. All right, so that's why in the form you see that's 15 to 30 years old. Yes, student can actually attend the course as long as you're 15, between 15 and 30 years old. So I guess that those who are above 30, they are not able to attend a program which is for gig. Peter?
If you are just like 31, 32, I suggest that you just attend, submit now. At least, when we submit it to the HRDF, if they say, no, you can't do, then at least we know you are not eligible, but I'm still hopeful.
All right. Okay. All right. So yeah. Okay. Florence is asking. I thought Remiser is a sunset industry. Yeah. That's the reason why they come up with marketing representative, right? So being a Remiser, you have to actually clock in. You have to go and attend the course. You have to be qualified. You have to pass exams and so on and so forth, right? So yeah, nobody wants to do that anymore, right? And because you're not being mobile as well as a Remiser, there are a lot of other responsibilities as a business, Remiser must take. But being a market rep, a marketing representative, you don't need to represent one broking firm. You can actually represent all broking firms if you want to, right? So you're one person, you can open accounts into many different brokers. So you are not fixed to one broker. Okay, so this is the marketing representative more leeway, more freedom, right? To actually get more people who are and you are not bound to one or two broker. If they like any, they like to open CIMB, they open CIMB. They want to open Maybank, open Maybank. All you need to do is to introduce them, and you still get commissions like the Remiser. Of course, you don't get as much as the Remiser have, but there is still commissions from that, right? So this will be good if, let's say, you want to take one step, to go into the financial markets, the equity markets, to build a business in this market. Then you can actually come and join us, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see if we have any more questions. No. So senior citizens, how?
Like I said, senior citizens, their area, especially if those who are in a B40, quite substantial number of people could be from there, where they sell nasi lemak, they sell what is it? The kueh and all those things at the roadside or in their own community. These are the opportunity, or it could be someone who is actually doing what we call. Could be someone who is doing cottage industry, it could be sewing, could be, so after you sew, you could be only like one person selling it for you, but the moment you go online, start selling it, make available in Lazada as an example, global market is yours as an example. So what you need to do is you actually learn how to do digital marketing as an example. Then you are able to, so-called make your offerings to bigger pool of potential customer. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll just make an announcement before we go and for the next questions. Right. Just a very short announcement.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. Hold on. Let me just share my screen. Okay, guys. So if you have any more questions, you can ask those questions in the comment section. We still have quite a lot of time to answer your questions. And if you think that this or any of your friends who may want to join any of the training programs, or even if they're employers who want to send their staffs or including themselves to any of the training programs, which is absolutely free, right? And so basically now is a good time to also take back your tax money, right? So yeah, please do share this with your friends, all right? And share this on Facebook so that people are able to benefit from this. And I guess this is going to be like probably once in a lifetime opportunity, right? I'm not sure whether this is going to happen again, but this is definitely going to help a lot of employees, especially to upgrade their skills, right? To make themselves more employable. Okay, so please do share this, even if they miss today's, if today's live session. You can share this to your friends, because they still can view the recordings, right? And all the contact numbers that Peter has mentioned, and even the link that we provided, is all there so that they can come in and register as well. So again, if you think that this will benefit someone, please help us to share, because if nobody knows about this program and nobody's going to attend, then the grant will just go to waste, right? So make sure more people actually is able to participate and take this opportunity. All right,
Benny, just let me jump in for a short while.
sure.
Since you are on this part, for those organizations out there, if they are going through a transition where they are going into growing their people, growing the business, and they are hiring right now, this is the best opportunity to work with us, and we will submit the proposal to the government to obtain grant to train these newly hired people for free. But it's organization centric, which means the training was skewed to what you need for that organization. It's not going to be generic training, very much skewed to the organizational centric. And it's usually during the first 1 month getting into the organization, what are the skill sets required? What are the some of the things to get them prepared so that they can actually take the longer journey, so then you are able to onboard them and get them ready to really work and be productive within the first month. So this place and train initiative is actually only offered for up to 30 days, that one month kind of thing from the day you start. And it is usually work on organizational centric rather than generic. Yeah, Benny, over to you.
All right, thanks. Okay, just a few short announcements. All right, so to next live session tomorrow, we're actually going to have a Bursa I session, investor education series. So we already have a few live webinars in the past 3 weeks. So this week we're going to talk about how you create a Sharia compliant investment portfolio with minimal capital. So if you want to know how to do that, join me tomorrow at 8 p.m. All right. For those who have not accessed or have not used our Equities Tracker platform, please do go to the website link. Okay, you can actually get a free access for 2 weeks, all right, to get to know what it's all about, because we have quite a number of tools that is able to actually help you to be a well-informed investor, all right, including filters for fundamentals. There are also filters for technical, for charts. There are also portfolio, and there's also a portfolio management system for you to use to track your portfolio if you want to. So it's a complete tool just for investors. So if you are investing and you want to consolidate even your portfolio, this will be able to help you. All right. So for those who already subscribed, thank you very much. Right. And for those who are still new and wants to know more about the Equities Tracker platform, please just go into equitiestracker.com/free. All right. Okay, so that's the announcement. I'm just going to go back to today's topic. Okay, yeah. Florence is saying that, yeah, because reminder incurs cost, right? When you go into a broking house, you have to actually pay overheads. You have to pay the cost of your table, the trading systems, and so on and so forth. But right now, as a marketing representative, you don't even have a cost. You can be mobile. You can be at home. You don't need to pay any rent at all. Right? You don't need to be in office. You don't need to have a system, right? The systems are already provided by the broker. All you need to do is to actually introduce a client to the broker. All right, that's all. Okay, let me go. Next question. SP Ting, are the training schedule date for the respective courses available now?
Most of the training provider are actually working on the basis where they will structure the dates only after the government gives the approval, because they can slot in all the dates later, or sort of like, because most training provider, what they do is they also have other clients that is, other paying clients that could have taken certain dates. So they would rather have the approval in being granted, and then they start putting the dates ahead of time. And then, if you are showing the interest of that particular one, they will be in touch with you and say, these are the dates that we are available. Then, you decide which days, which are the dates that you are able to make it.
Right.
Yeah.
And
but I also know that there are 1 or 2 of the training provider that actually go out and actually put the dates on them. I only seen 1 so far.
All right. And but all of these programs have to be done within this year, right?
They did not mention when can be done, but they only specify whatever program that use the starting day until the end date is within 3 months. That's why it's over a period of time. So let's say the digital marketing, you don't want to do the that it could be done one day over three months period, or it could be doing 2 days and then another second month you do another 2 days. Into between there are some learning activities that is taking place, because really some of these are skills. So skills, even if I give you 4 days of strict training, after your 4 days, you actually generally people minds cannot work after so much of information, so it will be overloading. So what we try to do is curate the content so that literally like skill up over a period of time, then you are become really good at it, and you are able to leave leave the training programs with the skill set really can help you to pivot and make a better living. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, okay. There's a question actually from Ashley asking whether marketing rep is for those age 15 to 30. No, actually the marketing rep is above 18. But because this program is for the gig economy, right? So the requirement to attend this training program is between 15 to 30. But there is
Yeah.
no age limit for a marketing rep. Okay. So if you're 40 years old, you're 50 years old, you want to be a marketing rep, you can. All right, all you need to do is to actually go through the program, and once you pass the program, you're able to become a marketing rep. But specifically for HRDF Penjana training initiative, it has to be between 50 to 30, right?
Yeah, only for the gig Gerak Insan Gemilang group. The rest other four other grants, there is no age specified.
Yeah. So we are trying to figure out, because right now the angle that we can see is actually through the gig economy, but we are not sure whether we can go to the other angle or not. Doing the same course that we are intended for the gig economy one, right? So if Peter will help us out, if there is another way to actually get this program up, not through the gig economy, where there is no age limit or no age specification, then that would be better. Right. So in any case, just indicate your interest there, lah. Right. Then we can see how if you are able to do it, without age limit, then we are more than happy to let you join the program.
So
All right.
some of the information, the very critical information, is of course your full name, your IC number, and your qualification. For now, the highest qualifications. That will be the informations that the HRDF will require at the point of submission.
Yeah. So if you're not in the age group, because there is a question there that says the age group between 15 and 30, now you just fill out the form, you say no, right? So if you're not within that age group, you can say no, you can still submit the form. So once we put your IC number there, we will know your age, right? So don't worry about it. We'll try to accommodate and see whether we are able to get this going without that age criteria.
Yes.
Right. Okay, there seems to be a lot of questions asking about market rep. I think Florence has been asking a few questions on representative. Marketing rep get a one-off commission by introducing clients to broking firms. Now you get the commissions like a broker. So of course, the commission rate sharing is not as big as the remisers, because remisers they have overheads, right, and they share it with the broking house. So marketing reps still get commissions on the trades. All right. So as long as this guy trade, especially if you have, let's say, a multi-millionaire client or friend or whoever, and instead of them trading with the broker, ask them to trade with you, lah. And whenever they trade, you also get a cut, right? Yeah. So that's why I say it's a new thing altogether. I think there are not many people who know about marketing representative. This is an initiative for those who are interested to build their career around this. All right. Yeah. Okay, KP Chin is asking, is all the training done in Klang Valley only, or are there any training outside of Klang Valley?
Different locations across the country. There are some programs that could be like I think equity trackers are considering running in Penang as well. So if we have the numbers in Penang, let's say for ideal size at least 15 and above make sense. Otherwise, it will be quite challenging to fly up there and then eventually train one person. Doesn't make sense, and it doesn't make commercial sense as well. So anywhere no limit to where you want. You have people in Sarawak and a whole bunch of them in Sarawak want to do it in Sarawak. You want to do it in Kota Kinabalu, possible as well. So venue is not a concern. It's just that it must be a commercially viable for the training provider to run it there. And also it doesn't make sense for HRDF to approve one training, fly everybody down to another locations and then run it for one person only.
So it's all over Malaysia, right? So I know it's
The whole country, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, please do share with your friends, right? Even though if they are in other states, right, and they have a requirement for training, like Peter has mentioned, right, if we get, let's say, 20 or even let's say 30 people or whatever in that particular state, we can actually go down there and do the training, right? But
So
one or
if you
two
are
people, then
Yeah. So
the
if you
trainer,
are looking for something like financial planning or securities related kind of trainings or security related, and then you go and take the ET program. If you are looking at financial planning, maybe you want to go into, I don't know, maybe insurance as an example. Then you take the financial planning professional programs. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So please do share with your friends, guys. The more people that we are actually able to commit, then it's easier for that course to get approved as well. So that's why we want your commitments as well, right? So the more people it is, then of course they can't deny people who wanted that kind of training, right? So
Yes.
please help us and help us to fill up the form if you want. And if you have any friends who are interested as well, get them to attend either the ET program or any programs that Peter Law has just mentioned. All right. Okay, maybe we can go for a few more questions. Laura is asking, what is the medium of instruction in all these courses?
Okay, medium of instructions, they are programmed actually in different languages as well. So the one that I mentioned are predominantly all in English actually. I think there is one program that is in Mandarin. I need to check which programs that is in Mandarin. So there are training that could be done in different languages as well, because we talk about skilling, it doesn't mean that it has to be only one language. It can be in Bahasa, it can be in English, it can be in Tamil, it could be in Mandarin as well. So depending, so you can reach out to some of the training provider. I think most of the HRDF approved training provider could have some form programs that they work with. So you can reach out to them. But for those training that I actually list out, these are all English language. If you want to know a little bit more about the Mandarin one, you can reach out to me. I don't know anyone in Tamil at the moment, but you can reach out to me. You can watch the earlier part of the segment. You can see my phone number is there. You can reach out to me. Just WhatsApp me. Then I'll find out for you.
Yeah, maybe Peter, later you can also just type in your WhatsApp number in the comment section so they can follow up your number if you can.
Sure.
Then they also get updated. Yeah, so Peter will leave his contact number in the comment section in a short while so that you are able to contact him, right? If you need any requirements or any other training, you can also contact Peter. All right. So yeah, I think that's about it. I think we have covered all the questions. Is there anything that you want to mention to the audience before we end this, Peter?
I just want to say that whether if you are falling into the category that you need it, this is an opportunity. If you fall into the category that you don't need this kind of training, my urge to you is, why not help someone that in your circle of contacts, they may need it. So that's why, like what Benny said, share as many people as possible, so that we really can help some of these individuals who may need it. And this is one way of giving back to the community. This is one way that we all put our hands together to help to resuscitate and revive at least a small part of the economy of this country.
Yeah. So this may be a lifetime opportunity over here, right? So please do share this with your friends, because once this is over, you won't get this free training sponsored by the government again. All right.
Yeah.
So with that note, continue to share with your friends, right? If it's anything at all, if your contacts or whoever need more information, they can always contact Peter. All right. Or if they want to attend our Equity Striker program, which is part of that program as well, Of course, it's all subject to approval, lah, right?
Yeah.
We will immediately contact you once it's approved so that you can attend the program as well. So please
So
do share
all,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
All this program will only be run after the approval are granted. Yeah.
Yeah. One more question: how long will the approval be? Will take place?
Once this Friday is the deadline, so once submit, likelihood within 2 weeks they will get the approval. That's what the HRDF says. They will grant the approval within 2 weeks time. And
Right.
and some of these can be that they will call up the training provider to query why do you put this, how is this being run, certain costs a little bit too much, can you look at ways to even cut down some of the costs and things like that. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So with that note, thank you very much, guys, for joining us tonight in this program, and thank you, Peter, for sharing this opportunity to all of us. And we hope that many people were able to take advantage or take this opportunity, actually, right, to upskill themselves, to reskill themselves, and to make it more employable. All right. So thanks once again, Peter, for joining us. We hope to see you again in our Copy Time session.
Yes, thank you very much, Benny, and to all the listeners and viewers out there, grab this opportunity. It's now or never.
All right.
Thank you.
So good night,
And good night.
everyone, and thanks for joining us again. Good night.